Good morning, our dear students from Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Cameroon, the Gambia, and Ghana. Welcome to lesson 4. This is week 5, but it is lesson 4 because week 1 was orientation. So today we are discussing appropriation of emerging computer and technological skills, the mastery of productivity tools, including word processing, spreadsheets, database, graphics, other applications. I'm not going to go into too much details, but our professor is Professor Peter Akwichek of Trustech University and Trustech Online Academy. I am going to hand the mic over to Professor Akwichek to introduce himself and then go on with the lessons. Again, we are recording and it will be uploaded on YouTube. We usually stream this live, but we were running 1 minute late, so we are going to record and upload it. Okay, so Prof, the mic is yours. Welcome and thank you so much.
All right, welcome everybody. My name is Prof. Peter Akwichek, and I'm going to be training you guys in productivity tools of the industry. Currently, I am a manager of an enterprise system here in the United States, and I manage a group of engineers. And one of my tasks is to make sure that everybody is productive and also using productive tools, including word processing, including AI, including presentation program. So today I'm going to introduce you to those tools that we use currently in the job place, which means that as a student, as you study your career, you need to be productive. You're not going to learn from the company how to use Word or Office 365. You're not going to be trained in the office on how to use AI. They assume that you already know this tool. So it is a great advantage for you to be here today to be introduced those tools that are very, very necessary to be successful in the workplace. To get started, I will be sharing my screen with you, and you guys can watch as we navigate through the different technology that will assist you in your job place. So stay tuned. Let me bring on my slide, and I will share my screen.
Thank you so much, Professor Akwichek.
All right, here we go. So let me share my screen. Let me know if you can see.
Not yet. Okay, it's coming up.
This is it. Let me make sure that I don't need to share everything so I can navigate.
This is awesome, Prof. This is awesome. I really like what I'm saying.
All right. So, guys, this is the best thing that you will learn from this opportunity. You know, as I mentioned before, even as a student, when you do your research and you're writing a paper, or you are doing a presentation to the employer or to a prospective employer, for that matter, or to a group of engineers, nobody will teach you how to use word processing. Nobody will teach you how to use spreadsheet. It is assumed that you already know. I'll give you a typical example when I was growing up, there was a school for typing, how to type using the keyboard. It's a whole school for that. Tell me, in the country where you are listening, do you guys have a school that you can learn how to type? Anybody? Apparently, I don't think so. Why is that? Because of the technology evolution. They are beginning to assume that these are skills that you have to learn on your own. All right? You have to learn on your own. They know that once you have gone through secondary school, you have gone through high school, you should have sufficient knowledge on how to do research, how to learn tools of your own, but we're here to guide you which of those tools are very necessary for you to learn. Number one, word processing. Every time you want to document, you want to write a letter, even though you go to email, you can just type right on the screen. If you want to send a proposal to a company about a job, if you want to prepare your resume, you need word processing. You need to learn word processing. This is something that if you have a Windows machine, it is already built into Windows machine, but you have to subscribe to it. Meaning Microsoft will allow you to download word processing tools and begin to use it, but you may have very limited time to do that. You have to subscribe. There are also ways around that you can have a permanent license without subscription. Microsoft also offers permanent or the perpetual license for word processing that you buy once and you use forever. So those tools are there. So word processing, once you open word processing, amazing tools, especially 365, they give you template. If you want to write a letter, there is a template. If you want to do a spreadsheet, let's say you want to put data in a table, there is a template for it. You want to make a proposal, like do an estimate for a business, there is a template for that. So you're going to learn from word processing the styles and formatting of a document. You're going to use reference management. Let's say you're writing a documentation or doing research, you have to cite at the bottom of the page where your references are coming from. Word processing gives you a tag for that. Collaboration and review. Imagine that you are in a business where you have to share documents across teams, across organizations members. You don't have to be attaching document to an email and send out. You can collaborate on the same document with everybody else. So what do? There is a settings inside Word that you can set up in such a way that you can collaborate with everybody else. They will go in and put maybe a chapter, maybe you're writing a book, there will be a chapter for somebody to write about a particular topic in the same book. That's called collaboration and review. Writing assistant, where is this coming from? You must have seen something like Grammarly. Grammarly is an AI that is floating out there in the internet. If you install that tool on your computer, every time you open a document to write, it is sitting by the side of your document, watching you are typing, watching your words, and it will highlight and say, hey, this word that you are typing is not appropriate. This is an alternative for you to do that. Even a whole sentence, it will highlight and say, no, restructure this sentence. So you see, people are writing professional documentation nowadays because of these productivity tools. So it is obvious for you to learn about these tools. We're going to let you know that these are something that you cannot avoid or you cannot not look at or not care about. You need to care about it. The next thing is spreadsheets.
Prof, 1 second. 1 second before you go to the next one. There is a young man, I hope this is critical. Mohammed, your hand is up. Unmute yourself. I hope your question is something that could not wait. Kindly unmute yourself and what is your question? Mohammed, unmute yourself. Okay, well, I acknowledge him. Mohammed, where is he? Mohammed Lamzi.
Yeah, he put his hand down. I think it's okay.
Mohammed Lamzi, okay, well, Prof, go ahead. Please, just hold up with your questions to the end. He had his hands up. I don't know what the issue was. All right. Go ahead.
Everybody, will you thank everybody at the end?
Okay.
So you write down your questions at the end, then you can ask so that we can all participate. All right. So now we are moving to spreadsheet. If you look on my screen, on the right-hand side at the top, spreadsheets. We're going to be talking about spreadsheets. Spreadsheets is something like a table of content, table that you draw the horizontal line and the vertical line. The tool that is good for organizing spreadsheets is called Excel, Microsoft Excel. It's part of the Office 365. Once you subscribe to Office 365, you have word processing in there, and you have spreadsheet in there for you as well. So Microsoft Excel, if I can have my pen here, I can write it down. Microsoft Excel is a tool that is very, very, very important nowadays. You know, if you are good at managing finance, numbers, calculations, projections, doing the analysis, right? Analysis. This is called Microsoft Excel. Let me write it down for you. Excel. That is a tool that is called spreadsheet. This one is word processing, right? Word processing, or that way you can just call it Word. So this spreadsheet looks like this. When you open it up, it will look like you have lines going this way and you have lines going down this way. That's a spreadsheet. You have the columns and the rows. This is where you put in your data. It's meant for number crunching, visualization, analysis, pivot table. How do you look at data? How do you make sense of your data? If you throw in all your banking transactions into a spreadsheet, you can easily find trending information. You may be able to see that, oh, you spend your money, buy grocery, and that is where your money goes. Then you can say, well, maybe your money is for traveling. You'll be able to see better, because if someone asks you, how much money did you spend buying food? You may not be able to tell. But if you put all that transaction in the spreadsheet, it will analyze that information for you, and you'll be able to determine how to manage your funds. So that's important of spreadsheets. Organizations are using it big time. They structure and clean their data to ensure accuracy and prepare it for analysis, prepare it for tax preparation, prepare it for making inside information as how to manage company funds. Inside spreadsheet, there is a smart engine in there. The engine that do all the calculations for you are based on built-in formulas and functions. You remember in the high school, you have calculators, and the teacher will give you a mathematics patient. You punch in your calculator, you do multiplication, you do division, you do all of that with the calculator. You could do on paper, but it takes you longer to find the solution. Do you know that your spreadsheet is a calculator? It is truly a calculator because it has those formulas that are on your true calculator. They are in there. So you don't need to buy a calculator for that matter. All you need to do is put your numbers in there. You say, I want to find the sum, and it will sum it for you. I want to find the multiplication of this number, it will find it for you. All right? It will do that. So those are features or capabilities that are found in spreadsheet, formulas and functions. Data visualization. What do I mean by data visualization? When you go out there, you go to Google, I'm not showing myself, but I'll show you. You see graphs, colorful graphs, pie chart, linear chart, vertical bar chart, all kind of charts are out there. If you Google and just Google and say data visualization and then select images, that is the work of spreadsheets. It creates a very clear and informative charts, graphs, and plot that represent your data visually. As I mentioned before, if you look at your bank statement over the last 2 years, you may not make sense of it until when you put that data in a spreadsheet and you visualize it, it will tell you your spending habits. And from there, you will say, hey, no, I don't think I should be spending money, traveling a lot. Maybe I'll cut back on this. Maybe I should cut back on my grocery. Maybe I can manage my fund this way. Maybe I'm not spending enough money to play games. That is how you can determine that. Otherwise, you're doing it blindly. Pivot table is another feature in spreadsheet. Data can be summarized vertically. It can be summarized horizontally. There's a different way of arranging your data to make sense. And that one is called pivot table. These are skills that you can learn quickly. And Microsoft makes it very intuitive so that it's easy for you to learn. So make sure you go out there, look at word processing, look at spreadsheet, and take advantage of it. I'm going to go to the next sheet. Let me know if it's changing. If it doesn't change, let me know. I can reach here. Has it changed?
So yes, it has changed.
Okay, perfect. All right. We are done with spreadsheets and word processing. Now is database management and graphics applications. Database management and graphic applications. Let me ask you a question. I'm sure that most of you listening to me today have Facebook accounts. Facebook, everybody's on Facebook. It's a method of communication, social media communication with families and friends, right? You post pictures, you post videos, you post all kind of stuff online. You make comments, you put any emojis and all of that stuff. Okay, I'm going to use just Facebook for that matter. What about TikTok? Okay, hold your thought. What about YouTube? Okay, here comes the question. You are there posting a video 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Maybe it was a birthday. Maybe it was an event that you were in. 3 years later, you go to Facebook, it shows up in front of you. I'm like, how did this happen? This was something you posted like 3 years ago. It now shows up on your screen. Hey, see when you were 3 years ago, look at the event that you were in. And look at that. Oh my goodness. How do you think that Facebook remembers this? How does it know that it was 2 years event that took place? How does it know that you may like to see it again? How does it know that maybe somebody in your family would like to see what happened 3 or 4, 5 years ago? A database. That data is stored in a database. All right? So we're going to look through how that is done. How is data being stored? Every day we are generating a lot of data. Right now, as I'm training you, data is being captured. It's being recorded. You heard us, Madam said that. It's being recorded and it's going to be posted on YouTube. It's going to be posted maybe in Facebook, in other media. But guess what? It's being stored in a database. You may not know about it. If it was not in a database, you may only see it once and it will be gone forever. But it's going to be there forever. Our generation will come to see it. I wish it was there when I was young. It wasn't there. So we are more privileged today to have this technology available to us. So data is stored in a relational concept. Relational means what? I know you, you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody. That is Facebook. People on Facebook, they relate to each other, friends following friends, and now you have 3 layers of relationship through Facebook. TikTok is the same. YouTube is the same. It's because the data is interrelated. While you follow somebody, you create a relationship right there. That data is stored in that relationship. That relationship allows you guys to communicate easily with each other. Data is stored in a relationship. Okay. Number 2, structured query language. How do you find your data? Let's say you become a data analyst or you become a database manager. This is a career. This is a career right here. You can become a data analyst. You can become a database management. You'll be able to design these databases for companies. But how do you get the data back? How does Facebook bring the data back and show you? How does YouTube do the same? What about TikTok that everybody is familiar with? They use a language. That language is called SQL. If somebody asks you, how does data get, how do you read data from a database? Your answer is SQL. And the meaning of SQL means what? Structured query language, which means you can say, select name from the database and show me everybody that is there. The data is displayed. You can say, show me the most important product that was purchased 3 years ago, that was the best-selling product in a particular market. You put that language in there like that, and the results will come back. Let me give you a good example. All right? For some of you who are already familiar with AI, if you put AI like ChatGPT, they give you a small input screen. Ask your question, right? Ask your question. And then you type there. the capital of Cameroon, or the economic growth of any of your country. It comes back with a list of well-detailed information research for you. Can you imagine you doing research nowadays is as easy as ABC? How does ChatGPT find this information? While you are typing on that prompt line, it's a structural query language. It doesn't have a formula. All you need to do is type the English sentence, a phrase. I want this. Do me this. I want this. Format this way. And then the result shows up. That is the language of database management. It's called SQL. All right? So now you know. The language of database processing is called SQL. Practical application. I already talked about that. I talked about Facebook. I talked about YouTube. All of them are keeping a lot of data. And their data become useful when companies look at it. You know that you are using Facebook for free. Somebody is paying for you looking at Facebook. Somebody is paying for your data that you put on Facebook big time. I've done that too. I paid for it. Businesses are putting their advertisement on Facebook and they are paying a premium price to Facebook. For those who like to do investment, please look at Facebook. It's called Meta. The symbol is META. Go and look at it. They are doing very, very well. And they're going to do more better. I'm just giving a tip. Honestly speaking, Facebook is growing every day. You know why? The population of the world is growing, so Facebook is growing. If you are investing, look at that stock and put more money for it. Come back and look at it 5 years, you will say, thank you, because you mentioned this in the class. All right, guys? All right, let's look on the right-hand side. Graphic and presentation. Okay, guys, if I were just opening a text box and I put this data in there I was showing you, it will not be appealing. Look at the presentation. Look at the color. Look at the design, the layout. Don't you like it? That's why it's called graphic and presentation. If you are going to do any presentation, or you're going to design a book, or you're going to do a proposal, you need to think about graphic and presentation so that it is appealing to your audience. So they will listen to you. They will learn what you're talking about. But if you don't present it in a way that is appealing, nobody will listen, nobody will care. So graphic and presentation is an area where you need to be aware. There are tools that I use, there are tools that you need to use. The one that I'm using right now to present is for PowerPoint. Okay? Presentation software, PowerPoint. And this one is called Microsoft PowerPoint. One word, it's not two words. One word, PowerPoint. That is a presentation tool. There are many other, like, okay, here it is, PowerPoint, Google Slide, and they all include template. You just pick a template. They have a lot of things that you can just pick a template and it design everything for you. All you need to do is put your data. So learn to use PowerPoint, Google Slide for better presentation. The visuals are good. Visual tools are there, like Adobe Illustrator. If you know about Adobe or Canva, they are very popular for visual design tools. You have those available to us in the media. You can pick up, even if you are doing like scientific posters, if you are going to do an infographic, for example, you are going to do advertisement for your business, you are creating flyers, publications, these tools are very essential for you to learn. And not the least, whiteboards. What is a whiteboard? A whiteboard is a collaborative tool where everybody, like we are sitting here, if I open a whiteboard and you have a pen and pencil, we could be writing on the same content together. I say, what about it? You say you write. I say, what about it? We all share and collaborate. It's a tool that you can use. Things like Miro is a whiteboard tool for brainstorming. Mind mapping is another tool that are out there that are very useful. You can use. Some of them give you free access. You don't have to pay for it. You can play with it, you can enjoy it, and you can even design something useful when it comes to your collaboration. All right. I'm going to move to the next slide. We are moving on time. Okay. Those who want to be engineers, those who want to think about how did this word processing was created. These tools that I've mentioned to you already, I talk about PowerPoint, I talk about word processing, I talk about spreadsheet. They were created by someone. How did that happen? How did they do it? It was created by somebody. And now everybody using it. People are paying money for it. And this guy is rich. Bill Gates is rich. In the world, one of them. Because he created these tools. These are created by engineers. And there's a language of programming. You program in the back end, you engineer the product from the back end, and then when it comes out, people use it from the front end. We are users, you are users, we are paying for that service, but somebody created it. Somebody is maintaining it. When you buy Windows, every time Windows will say, hey, you need to update. They are updating and adding more features to it. Let's find out how it is being done. That's part of engineering. After this first initial training, we're going to move you into an advanced training where you actually need to put your hands and do labs and create results, and you'll be proud of it. All right. So right now, programming language is very important in most of these activities. Facebook, it was designed and created by programming language. YouTube, TikTok, somebody created that tool that all of us are socially connected. You're putting videos, you are talking, you are getting followers, and you're building content on top of this tool. But somebody created those tools. Those engineers use a language of scientific language that people use to create the tool. One of the languages I will tell you today is C++. That language is very useful. It is the basis of most of these programs that you are using today. Whether you are using spreadsheets, or you are using visual tools, you are using Miro, you are using PowerPoint, you are using Office 365. These were created in the background by engineers. One of the tools of programming, they call it scientific programming, is C++. And I'll tell you a lot more. This is not all. There are dozens of them out there. Another one that is very, very popular. This one was a beginning, this one is an old language, but it formed a very solid basis in the days. And it was very hard language to learn, Fortran. But today, it has been evolving, and technology has advanced. Now C++ become the foundation. New products that are out in the market that are very, very popular is Python. If you want to be an engineer, you love to be on the back end to design and publish results through scientific programming, please learn Python. That is the most rising programming language today. The reason why it is very popular, let me tell you why. It is very easy to learn. Anybody can learn it within 1 week. You know how to program Python. C++, you need months to learn it. But Python, weeks. You're already programmed. A lot of companies are looking for Python engineers. If I were to get 3 hours with you today, I will show you online example of how Python is done. I will be like, wow, that's easy. So please, every programming language has a syntax. They have a method of doing it. You want to build a house, you have to draw a design. And that design is called an architect. You hire somebody to do the architectural design, you review it for stability, you look at it at cost, you look at it at how many levels of build you want to build, you have to build that into the architecture and validate it. Now, take a look. The core concept of programming, there is a syntax. You learn about variable, you learn about data type, you learn about operations and control. It's a method, it's a procedure you must follow. You also learn about object-oriented programming, OOP, object-oriented programming. You create classes, objects, inheritance. This might not make sense to you, but I'm going to give you the ideas. You're going to get some good ideas. You can't go home without nothing today. You're going to get some ideas. If you're going to use memory, what's memory? Memory is like your computer has memory. If there was no memory in your computer, your computer is useless. I'm using my laptop now. All of the things that I put it online, they're coming from the computer memory. If the memory is not there, you're not going to see anything. So when you are programming any tools, you are going to use memory to store that information, process it. As users are entering data, you are capturing that data and processing in the background. You are going to use computer memory to do all of that. That's why it's called memory management. You have to include that in your programming language. And then you will have the SQL, vectors, maps, and algorithms. This is linear design, where you have to structure your algorithm. Those are language of programming. You have about algorithm, you have about maps, you have vectors. Once you get into the cloud, you will know all of those terminologies. Key elements of programming, especially for Fortran: structure, data type, like integer, character, Boolean, and all of those languages are tied into programming. Control structures, logic, flow. If somebody type this word in a prompt, what do you do with it? Once you type that SQL language into a prompt, that information is captured in the back end. And then a computer will read other information and say, oh, he's looking for the economic development in Africa. Oh, that's what he wants. And then he goes out and starts querying a huge amount of data, put all of that package together and present to you. Control structure is what is done in programming. Then we have functions and subroutines. All of those things are important. Very critical, very critical. It's a version control. If you work today, let's say you type your document today, you are not done yet. You save it on your computer, you come and open it and continue to type it. What happens if your computer crashes? You may lose that document and you have to start all over. In the engineering system, you don't lose anything. There's a program that you put your stuff in it. When you put your stuff in it, it doesn't matter why your computer crashes or not, it will be safe. That tool is called Git. Go and look up that information. It's called Git. G-I-T, Git. That's homework for you. Go and study about Git. For some of you who are going to do programming, you cannot do programming without Git. Git is a repository where you can store your code. You can go back to version 2. You can go back to version 3. You can go to any version of your choice. This is the area where developers keep their code. Every change that you do is stored in Git. When you are in Git, I'm using it today to design a CI/CD pipeline in my company. This is continuous integration, continuous delivery. This is when most of the company work is automated. This manual entry of information, manipulating is almost gone. You automate. I'm using it right now. I'm developing a CI/CD pipeline. Look up this keyword CI/CD. Go look that up. It's a revolution that is going on right now. It's a concept that is being adopted in company, and Git is in the middle of that. All right, guys. So I'm going to change the slide now so we can catch up with time. I have over 10 slides. We are on number 5 now. Hopefully we got enough time to cover all of this today.
Prof, let me just say something.
Yes.
This is so critical. This is so critical. I am so grateful for the way you are breaking it down. Please don't rush. If we need to do a follow-up class, we will do so. Please.
All right. No problem.
Please, I will speak with Dr. Sese. If we need to have you come back next week and continue, we will do so. This is very, very important. These are the basics. Please take your time, and I appreciate you putting in all this time. You're not getting paid for this. You are breaking it down. I am learning a lot. I know everybody is learning a lot. So, Prof, don't worry about the time. We will do part 1 today, and we'll do part 2 next week. We can change the schedule. It's our time and it's our schedule, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Nana. Thank you so much. All right, guys. If you have something or you're in business, you must communicate. If you cannot communicate, you are alone and nobody knows about you. Nobody knows about your services. Nobody will pay you for whatever you do. You must communicate. You must communicate. What are the methods of communication? There are so many methods of communication. You can only learn one. You can only learn 2. You need to know more than 2, 3, 4, 5 ways. You can get to people anywhere in the world. How do you get to them? How do you connect with them? How do you sell your services online? How do you bring content and people to follow you and pay you money for it? How do you succeed in a job place if you can't communicate? I'm going to show you some of the tools that are very effective in communication. And the very first one is email. Well, email is the oldest communication method that have existed long time ago before any other collaboration tool that have been emerging today. Email, everybody. A lot of people have email address. Some name at yahoo.com, at gmail.com, at whatever method, whatever provider gives you email is very important. Even businesses rely on email communication. Individuals rely on email communication. Now, for your email to be effective, it's not just open email and type everything that you put in there. No. If you don't type your email properly, I may not even read it. I may just delete it. Or I may just, glance on it. I may not even reply. So email ethic is very essential, especially when it comes to communication. Whether you're writing a professional email to somebody or you're sending your proposal across to some other company around the world, please, there is some standard way of doing so that your email has an impact. All right. The ethics is, number one, consider the audience and maintain professional tone. Some people get mad, they write rubbish in their email, they write sentences that don't make sense, they write upper cases and lower cases with improper. You need to know how to write email. It all comes down to grammar. I can imagine sometimes I receive email from students around the world. I'm like, oh my God, this one is really in trouble. The email, the upper cases somewhere is supposed to be upper case and lower case. Somewhere they put they use this funny language that the young kids do today. Instead of writing the actual word, they abbreviate it to something else that they know. Who tells you that the English language should be abbreviated? Do you see abbreviation in the dictionary? So stop doing that because you just completely mess it up. Please stay professional in writing. Number two, use clear descriptive subject line. The subject line is what makes people open your email to read. You have to think very carefully what your subject line will look like. What will make somebody open that mail? Or determine if that mail is junk. Okay? So take clear way. You can go to Google or ChatGPT and ask GPT. Give your topic of conversation. It will help you give you the subject line that will enable a click to open your mail. All right. Number three, limit. This is number three here. Limit each email to a single subject. Don't take a subject and you write 3 different topics in the body of the email. Doesn't make sense. You better separate those topics by email so that your target audience receive what they are looking for. Don't give me too much information that I don't need. Tell me exactly what you need from me, and I will respond to you. All right. Number 4, maintain formal structure with proper spacing. That's why I was talking about punctuation, sentencing. Some people will give a one sentence. There's no full stop. There's no end of that line. They then move to another paragraph. The paragraph did not even finish. They have lost it. Your email communication will be in the dustbin. It will be in trash. Okay? So today, please pay attention to what you write. Even in Facebook, people write nonsense out there. Gentlemen and ladies, let me tell you something. Today is different. The world has changed. Do you know that if you go out for interview, they are not only looking at your resume, they are looking at your social footprint. What are you saying out there? How are you communicating with people? They will go in there and look it up. So clean up if you want to be a professional to earn a respect and the salary and the reward. Keep your footprint clean and professional. Stop being abusive online to people. Stop being arrogant. Stop being posting images that doesn't make sense. Stay professional along the way. You'll be fine when the time comes. So clean up. Maintain formal structure, proper self-spacing. build points, for clarity. Like say, for example, if you want to write an email, you can say, you can put dot, you have a point to make here, you put another point to make. Look at my own point I listed, it's easy to read. So in an email, if you want your point to be noted, please indent and make sure that those points stand out. People do scanning, they just scan the email, they don't actually read all of it. If I'm scanning email, I can just look at the bullet point, oh, I know exactly what you want, and I respond to it. But if you pack everything into a paragraph, like you're writing a book, nobody reads that. People don't read most of the time nowadays. They look at the more important thing and they communicate. Okay, that's it. Let's go to number 2, virtual communication collaboration tool. I don't know about you, but I think you are going to see that happening a lot. There is a company called Slack. It's not a Slack like the laziness. That one is different from the one I'm talking about. Slack here is a tool for visual communication. Seriously, open Slack and look at it. You'll be amazed. It's a tool for communication. It organizes conversations into a dedicated channel. You create Slack, you have this channel. I think next session when we come back, I will be doing mostly demonstration, no more talking. I can talk through today, but next time I will open and show and tell. You will see it live as we navigate through all of these things. I will show you Office 365. I will show you the template. I will show you an example of email etiquette. I will show you like the Slack, the channel, the Teams. All of those things is see and you show and tell. It will make a lot of sense. But today, I'm giving you the briefing on these two that are very vital. If you're taking down notes, please just jot on something and go and do research. So next time you come back, you are more aware and more prepared. So Slack.
Prof, I have a question for you. What slide number is this?
This is slide number, hold on. No, this is 5, sorry. This is 5.
Perfect. So yeah. We're going to stop today at slide number 5, take questions, and when you come next week, you continue with.
Okay, perfect. All right.
But this is amazing. I'm in awe. Thank you so much. Keep going, please.
All right. So Microsoft Teams is a tool that is available as an Office package. A lot of companies are using it. Next time when you come, I'll show my own. I have it on my desktop. I'm using it with the students who are coming online and working with me. They all have their own installation. It makes work much easier. In Microsoft Teams, they compile chat, you have videos, you have meetings. Everything you do on Zoom, you can do it in MS Teams. As a matter of fact, MS Teams was built for companies. Zoom is a popular online video conferencing tool for everybody. But MS Teams is meant for business communication, doing the same thing, but mostly businesses choose to use Teams. Effective use of such tools means what? Establish clear communication protocol. Okay, define your channel purposes. Divide the work in a way that makes sense. They call it channel, it's like more of a topic. Design your topic that makes sense. If it's a project, like the project topic, is a demonstration. You can create a topic only for hands-on demonstration. So everything has a topic on its own and is targeted in a way that people know the group that they have to follow, the group that they need to belong, and that way they'll be able to get the right material at the right time. And then lastly, online meeting skills. All right. Now, anybody can open an online meeting, YouTube meeting, Facebook meeting, TikTok meeting, WhatsApp meeting. How do you do it well? You know, how do you do that? So essentially, like for me, professionally, you need to be ready to hold an online meeting. You need to look at your background. You can look at my background. It represents my image. It represents the business I own. It represents the knowledge I'm sharing with people through online, right? You have to prepare your environment in a way that people will like it, people will appreciate it, people will follow you. So prepare your online meeting skills very, very well. Technical preparedness is good. Making sure you can do your presentation without any failure. And if there's a failure, you have to recover from it to hold the attention of the audience is very critical. Professional presence. Dress well to come to the meeting. keep your microphone off. If you are not talking, you mute your microphone. If you are coming to be online and do dress well before you come online, those are professional presence that you have to do. Active engagement in the course of discussion like I'm doing now. We will have a moment for question and answer. You can ask your question very professionally. Don't be rude. This is all professional skill that you need to have to do an online meeting that will have an impact. Posting responsibility, share agenda ahead of time. You have seen information before you came here. You have seen exactly what you're going to get. That information came to you ahead of time, so you are prepared. You have guided conversation. That's why we say we'll have a moment for you. It's all planned and managed that way. And then follow up with summaries. At the end of the day, you may get an email from us. You may hear from us again and say, come back. And you have communication coming back to you by one way or the other. Maybe go to YouTube and listen to some of the videos that are there, where you have summaries, and continue to communicate.
Wow.
And with that, I will
Prof,
stop up the room for question and answers.
I have learned so much, so much. I mean, this is. Do you want to stop sharing so we can take some questions? And
Absolutely.
this is amazing, Prof. Especially given the fact that you are simultaneously doing the STEM series with Africa Online, our sister organization. This is so amazing. Everyone, anybody who has a question, put your hand up. But let me go to Dr. Sese. So, Prof, we are going to. Are you available next Saturday at this time to do to finish the slides?
Yes.
Okay, where's Dr. Sese? Let me unmute Dr. Sese. All right, Prof, this is awesome. I decided to live stream, but I've recorded it, so I'm going to upload the recording on YouTube and take down the live stream. This was phenomenal. I'm so proud of you, Prof. Akwichek. You have trained a lot of Africans, and I'm so glad that you are handling our STEM program, you and your university. Thank you so much. Before Dr. Sese speaks, any student that have a question, please put your hand up and I will unmute you. Dr. Sese, please go ahead.
Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Sierra Leone. Good afternoon, Nigeria, and all the others. This is superb. Our students need this. Okay? And Prof, apart from the programming program, the basic Microsoft Office, which entails Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and internet, and all that, is something we encourage students to be able to do before they go to university. And I particularly emphasize that in the program that I run. The biggest challenge is, unlike our time when we spent our little pennies on getting resources for learning, students of today do not prioritize learning resources. They will ask their relatives abroad or use the money their parents have to buy expensive phones, expensive shoes, but they will not have the basic resources for learning. They will not use libraries even when they are available. And they think people have to do everything for them. Even when things are offered free of charge, they do not take the opportunity. We were hungry to learn. The current generation, I don't think they are as hungry as we were to learn. So, and we have to say to them, nobody can teach you everything. The first time I spoke with Reverend Pam, I said I was BBC. I was born before computers. I was in England before they even introduced computers. I was already head of department. So for me to be able, I was the first in my school to learn computers, to introduce it in my department, because I could see the value. I hope these young people hearing from you can understand the value of technology in today's learning environment, in today's employment environment. You, when you apply for a job, people assume that these are the basics, this is the minimum, is the ABC that you need to know before you go into employment. So I hope they'll take it seriously. I'll stop here. If I have to come again, I will. But they really, I
All
hope
right.
they really appreciate the perfection you are giving them. I hope that they learn from this. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, Dr. Sese. Does any other student, does any student have a question or a comment? I know somebody had put their hand up before, but we have 7 minutes. Please unmute yourself, or if you need to ask a question, unmute yourself, or raise your hands, and ask that question. We don't have much time. While we are waiting, for those who have questions or to unmute themselves, Prof, I learned a lot, because a lot of the stuff I know, I learned as I taught myself. I had no choice. I had to learn how to do all these things to run my business. I never had a formal class or a formal training. So I see Mohammed, your hand was up earlier. The mic is yours. Mohammed Lamzi, you had a question. Mohammed Lamzi Bangura. Mohammed, can you hear me? Okay, I see you've muted yourself. You need to unmute. If you are speaking, we can't hear you. All right. What about you, David? Okay, David Kanda. You have unmute yourself, David. Unmute yourself. Your hand is up. Go ahead. The mic is yours.
Hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Doc, for the lectures. Even though I was late, because we have serious rains, so the network is up. We have serious rains here, so the network is unstable. That's why most of us are not online. So, but I really do appreciate
That's okay.
I appreciate the few that I get, though. It's very interesting. This is a very interesting topic for students like us, going into the world of technology, getting more idea about this communication ethics online and all. Our parents didn't have the chance, but we have the chance now. So I think it's best for us, but the weather could not allow. So our next time, I hope it will be better, but we'll go through it. As you said, you are going to upload it on YouTube. We'll go through it. So thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, David. Yes, I'm gonna upload it on YouTube, but I decided to start streaming like 10 minutes later so that those who are following live can catch part of it. But I'll upload this right after this class. And David, thank you also for being one of the student coordinators. You are taking leadership, and that's what we need. What you are saying is so true. Your parents did not have, and even your grandparents did not have this opportunity. We have time for one more comment or question. Please raise your hand to speak so that you can unmute. Emmanuel Mendy. Okay, where's Emmanuel Mendy? I see your hand up. Emmanuel, Emmanuel, unmute yourself. The mic is yours.
Hi, good day, everyone. I'm Emmanuel Mendy from the Gambia. For someone who is already in the field of data and health data science, I just wanted to commend Prof. For this lecture, which is very, I must say, which is very commendable. And I'm very thankful for joining this class and hoping to join the next class on next week, Saturday, and to just learn more, to be honest. Most of the things you have elaborated in this class today is something that I'm already on, and I'm using most of the tools that you likely mentioned. So thank you very much.
Great, excellent, great job.
Well, Emmanuel, thank you so much, and I'm glad you are joining this class from the Gambia. So when we go to batch 2, we'll be counting on you to mentor those students and help triage those students. We did not put this on social media because we would have been bombarded with students. So that's why we did, a private screening of students. But thank you so much. And just for the record, David is from Sierra Leone. We have 3 minutes, one more room for one more student to either comment or ask a question. Please raise your hand or unmute yourself if you have a question or a comment. If not, we are going to, please, if you are speaking, we can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself. So anyway, so Dr. Sise, could you kindly adjust the schedule to show next week's class as part 2 of this trend, please? Which means you, Dr. Sise, you were supposed to teach next Saturday. You'll be teaching the following Saturday. Is that okay?
Okay. I will gladly do so. And I hope the students will go through what has already been done and come up with any questions that they have, because this is so crucial. I can safely say two of the most important strands in this whole program are the first one that Dr. Bagayoko did about the principle, the power law of human performance, and this technology bit. You really, really have to make sure you take that very seriously. Thank you. Put in your effort.
All right, thank you. I would say all 12 strands are very important because it's a holistic program. So we want the students to take every single one of them seriously. Once more, on behalf of Africa's Brain Bank and Africa High School Association, Professor Akuchek, I truly, truly want to appreciate you. We are bringing the students the best. This is the best of the best. And I'm glad we have students from 5 to postgraduate. They all need this. I mean, even some of us who have had so much schooling, we are learning from this because the world is changing and we are preparing the leaders of today and tomorrow. And with sons of the soil like you, there is hope for Africa and people of African descent. So, Prof, thank you once more. And everyone, we will see you here same time next Saturday. Have a blessed weekend.